Hey everybody, and welcome back. First off, I wanted to wish you all a very happy Easter. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Maybe got to see some family and enjoy some time together. I am hiding inside right now because as you can see what it is doing out there on us. We were hoping to plant out the peas and the carrots this week, but I don't know if that is going to happen. They're saying that all this snow should melt away by tomorrow. The temperatures are supposed to rise, but I'm not so sure because it's still very cold out. Last time I checked it was 30 degrees out, but that was like an hour ago, so it's probably a little warmer now. But it is coming down out there, and so I'm going to kind of show you from in here. If you can see those right there, I will be bringing you out to show you those. My husband built me 3 raised beds at the end of last week out of some pallets he was able to bring home and such, and we still have a little bit of modification to do. We're going to cut these corner posts down and such, but those will be filled up and having some good stuff going there, so we'll show you those. And we were able to get outside a bunch last week prepping some spring beds and such. Oh, sorry, my son's down at my feet there playing with his toys. What are you doing? Got his first haircut from his great aunt on Easter and looking handsome. So I wanted to show you guys that, and I'm also waiting on my order. It's still processing and we're waiting, but we should have some chicks coming in hopefully this week if the order processes. And I'll be showing you guys those. We're going to expand our flock a bit. I'm going to bring you downstairs and show you how our seedlings are doing down there. So here downstairs I've got a bunch of work to do today. And thinning and such, and I spent a lot of time last night when we got home from our Easter celebrations moving some plants around between the different lights, because if you watch your video of the setup of what we're doing down here, we have this setup here with the different kind of light that has the nice big hoods on it, and we have the curtain of panda plastic that we drop down when we're not working, and it has really good light. While over here they're full 4 bulb lights. These are 4 bulb lights, while over there are 6 bulb lights. And these don't have the hoods, and I noticed that the little babies that I had planted over here were already starting to get a little leggy, and the ones that were on the outside were kind of starting to lean and to reach for the lights. So I had moved some of those guys over here, and I'll probably do a lot of rotation to make sure that everybody's getting good light. But you can see this is what we had planted in our last video. This is one of the broccoli trays, and you can see that it's all coming in really well. But they are already getting leggier than I would like them to be. So we're working on that. I worked on some of my cabbages that were doing the same thing last night, tested out and see how it would work with these. I took the advice from from Neil's Homestead. I'm sorry, I don't know why my mind was going blank there. From Neil's Homestead, Janet put out a wonderful video on how to deal with lanky tomato seedlings, so check that out. I'll put a link right up here. It was a very good video, and I actually used her technique on these cabbages, and they seem perfectly happy here. Just like that. And so I'm going to try that to get them restarted so they're not getting too leggy on me there. So that's always been my problem, mainly with tomatoes, cabbages, and broccoli, which is what we're seeing, that they end up getting so leggy by the time that it's time to get outside. My peppers here I have nice and close up to the light, and I've actually been at nighttime taking one of the other 1020 trays there and putting it over the top like a little dome to keep the soil really warm, hoping that they're going to sprout. I haven't seen any peppers yet, but it really hasn't been that long since we planted them, only a couple of days, so I'm not surprised that we don't see any yet. All just soil in there, but it's staying nice and warm and wet. The basil is doing really well. It hasn't gotten lanky. I'm very happy with how both kinds of basil are growing. We have the purple opal, and we have the Genovese basil, but I'm going to work on these today on thinning them out. And since they're getting a little taller, I have just 1 or 2. I've got 1 in each tray cell that the basil never germinated in, so I'll actually do it just like a cutting and snip it and go ahead and put it in there to let it grow. And do a bunch of thinning with those so they don't get too crowded. The kale is all coming in really well. It's a dwarf blue curled kale. And a little bit lanky, not really bad. I'm okay with how that is. And then the other tray of broccoli as well is a little behind the first tray, but it's coming in well. Same thing, a bit lanky. And the oregano is still being very, very slow. It's coming in around, but very low lying still. We only have a few plants here that are actually poking up good, and I still have quite a few cells that, if you can see right there, there's actually very tiny babies coming in still. So I'm giving them time. I haven't lost hope that they're not going to fill up, which is great though. And we have more cabbage. Those are mixed packs, half red, half green. The sage finally started coming in a little bit better, but not all the way. It's kind of scattered, the ones that actually germinate. We have this whole area here that nothing has come up yet, but I mean, it is still working on it. We've got a little baby there and another one back there that are just poking up, so it's still got time, just slow germination. More of those marigolds that hadn't sprouted well are sprouting up and coming in all over the place, so that gives me good hope as well. It's still working on it. I think there's actually a little teeny baby right there curling over. Chives are doing really well. That's the other tray of marigolds, really filled itself in and came in great. The thyme is doing very, very well. I've got to do a lot of thinning on that. I'm probably going to leave those a little overcrowded, and I'll just thin more and more over time as I need. And I have some trays over there that are full of dirt right now, but they are not planted yet. I'm going to be working on that today. I'm going to be planting tomatoes today, which I'm really excited about. I have 4 different varieties of tomatoes that are going in. We have a Hungarian Har, a Principal Borghese, Aroma, a Redfield Beauty, and that was it, I believe. It's those guys. So I'm going to plant those today. Those were supposed to be done over the weekend, but with the holiday celebrations and we were working on stuff outside on Saturday, I did not get a chance to actually plant those, so we're going to do that today. Okay, you guys, so even though it's snowing now, there are definitely signs that spring is going to be here soon. If you guys have seen that really long line of fence that's always down the side of our yard there, it kind of goes down a hill and it's all wetlands down there, and there have got to be, no exaggeration, thousands of peat frogs and tree frogs that are down there, and they're just constantly singing this beautiful chorus literally all day, all night long. You can hear them from inside. They're so loud out there, and they were out all last week, and I'm a little worried about this cold and the snow that's out there right now. I hope that they're okay and that they didn't come out too early and they've all got somewhere warm to be. But I also saw a bluebird the other day was here, and you've got crocuses flowering and daffodils coming in. So there are sure signs of spring coming in. I'm hoping this is going to be the last freeze, and that, you know, then it'll be spring and we'll get outside and we'll be taking you guys with us. But it's almost here. Other than that, thanks for joining with us on this. If you like this video, please hit that like button. It's such a big help. And always think about subscribing. We'll be taking you along with us all year round and all the fun stuff we're doing here. Otherwise, thank you all so much. Again, I hope you enjoyed your Easter and your holiday weekend and had a wonderful time. I love you all. God bless, and bye-bye.